Well, I hope you had a great weekend. I did. I enjoyed some time with the family and climbing back into the charts here this Monday morning. Hey guys, it's Keith Allen, and the halving is indeed complete. Right? We've reduced the block rewards from six and a quarter Bitcoin down to 3.125 Bitcoin per block reward. Now, to alleviate any confusion, that does not mean that there's going to be less Bitcoin overall, right? We're still dealing with a total of a cap of 21 million Bitcoin. What it means is how much the daily supply of new Bitcoin is being released into the market on a daily basis, and what that is relative to demand, especially the ETF demand, right? Before we dive in, just real quick, bit of housekeeping. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice of any way, shape, or form. Nothing I say or share should be considered trading advice or investment advice. Trading is risky. Do your own research and never risk more than you can afford to lose. So let's just start right in and climb into the charts. Let me get a screen share up here, and we will take a look today at Bitcoin and ETH briefly, and see if we can figure out what's next. You know, if you're in the camp of, and I've seen some remarkable posts over the weekend, right? Like, halving was a nothing burger. Why didn't it go up? If you expected it to shoot straight up, you just quite frankly haven't been paying attention. I'm sorry, right? I mean, I've been warning you for months and months and months that this is not just a one-way ticket, that price moves in both directions. There are no straight lines, and that price can indeed change on us at any time it wants to, right? We have a history of corrections before the halving, after the halving, and well into into bull markets. So be mindful of that moving forward. The corrections can come at any time, and they often come unannounced. So here we are on the Bitcoin daily chart, and you can see immediately overhead, we have strong technical resistance at the 21-day moving average. That's the green one here. And the 50-day moving average just above that. And then a third level of very difficult technical resistance at the 2021 top, which was 69K. And as you can see, we have a history of rejections from this level. All these wicks below were signs of weakness. It broke down, just didn't make it through. Now, we are losing a little bit of momentum here at the moment, but we have had a series of higher lows and higher highs since this last retest down at 50, almost 59K, right? This is the critical level here, our lowest of lows. These other two have already been taken out. Third one is the one you don't want to lose, because it would set us up to go retest these levels down here at 52K. At the moment, this is holding relatively well. And if we continue on this trajectory, then we could see the 100-day moving average dragging up to this level, and that, strengthens our support area. However, if we don't reclaim this 2021 top, if we don't reclaim this 69K like convincingly, then we can still range in here, for an indefinite amount of time before we get a chance to come back and challenge this all-time high, and then eventually challenge this trend line and get into this. Just to widen out a second here, so you can gain some perspective. If you haven't seen this before, this is my lifetime channel. Yes, I always say lines are subjective. Mine may be different than yours, and that's okay. But what I'm illustrating here is we have a lot of history for Bitcoin in this range since the beginning blocks. And we also have a lot of history of corrections after halvings, even in bull markets. So know that those are there and can happen for you, and just be prepared. Right now, the good news is that we do see momentum picking up here on the weekly time frame. So while we were not looking super strong here on the dailies in terms of momentum, the weekly does look like it's headed in the right direction. So we're certainly mindful of that moving ahead. Now, the other day, I mentioned the possibility that we could be actually forming a bull flag here. And if that is to develop further, it would look something like this being the flagpole and this being the flag. Now, that's a very wide range that we are in right here, but nonetheless, that's what we're dealt with right now. So, imagine that we could actually range in this for a while, maybe even through the end of the month, maybe even through next month, and then we get that may go away thing happening as we enter the summer, and we could conceivably see a breakout then. We could also, of course, conceivably see a breakdown at any time. But at the moment, the liquidity tells the story quite well as usual, right? We had this, we did have a pretty hefty sell wall coming in over the weekend. Felt like that was kind of, maybe a manipulative move to keep price from shooting up too high before the institutions could get back in on the ETF front on Monday morning. Whatever the case, we definitely saw some movement here, and I'll drill down into smaller time frames here in a moment. But first, I want you to notice that some of this bid support has disappeared, right? So what we like seeing here is the density of the bid ladder, and we like seeing a heavy concentration closer to price. Heavy concentration of liquidity. Here's the scaling of what these colors mean, right? So this bright yellow spot here was about $50 million, and that was enough to push price down. As soon as it rugged, price shot back up. We can see that even better here if we move into even the daily chart where this thing showed up. It got pulled, and price shot through it, right? First a wick up, came back down, a little more suppression here, and off to the races. Now, this is where we're hitting that technical resistance, and you can see we have new resistance coming in above here at 68K, and we have new support coming in here at 63.5 and also at 64.5. So I'm always nervous about, I won't say nervous, I'm always cautious about new significantly sized blocks of liquidity, whether they appear above or below price, because they're new, they're not established, and they have a tendency, some of them do have a tendency to get pulled. So always be mindful of that, that we could get a rug pull here, but still, if we go down further, we do still have better support down closer to that 60K block. Let me slide this up a little bit here. And so you can see we have, a little bit more bid support here, over 20 million at 60K level, and that is laddered down. What we want to see is a deeper concentration. What we want to see is more stacked above 60K to start to go after these levels, reclaim 69, move into this 70 range up here, and start chipping away at this. There's a lot of liquidity here, and these deeper concentrations are what make it most difficult to clear. That's about 30 million, 28 million or so at 75K. And this will change as price moves, right? In either direction, liquidity, will be attracted to the near zone. These guys, are they trying to push liquidity up? I mean, are they trying to push price up? Are they trying to get filled? Or is it a trap? Too early to tell. We'll have to watch this develop. I promised that we would take a look over at the ETH chart, so let's do that as well. ETH, as you can see, also trading under strong technical resistance at the 21-day moving average, pinned between support at the 100-day moving average and the 21 and resistance at the 21-day. Now, what's even more important than these levels are these fib levels, right? We once had a breakout through this 618 fib, through this golden pocket, fell back into this range, and now price is trying to reclaim this. And once that happens, we would have to see price go after this 50-day moving average, and then have a chance to go up and retest for a breakout, a legit breakout attempt here at the 4,000 level, which is around the 0.786 fib. Same thing in terms of liquidity momentum rather. You can see actually a tentative short signal on the trend precognition A1 algo. This one may actually get invalidated here. We'll see how this plays out a little bit. This, in my opinion, actually would have invalidated for me. So this is a tentative signal. I don't like it at the moment. It's not seeing a lot of strength in it at this point. On the weekly, however, we do have strength in a signal here. Both the A2 plus algo and the A1, both with long signals. This looks like a better signal to me on the weekly than the daily signal at this point. So that's my quick overview of ETH. Hope that helps you out. Hope you guys like the content. And if you do, please smash all the buttons. And as always, share those comments. I love the comments. I read each and every one of them. I engage with each and every one of them. So those are also helping me out. They're not only keeping me motivated, but they're helping me grow the channel. So let me give you a quick view before we wrap it. I'll give you a quick look at the ETH chart as well. And look, we see a little bit of support coming in here too. That's cool to see. So maybe we'll get a run up at this level here soon. ETH. Let's take a quick look at ETH, and then we'll call it for the day. I got a busy day ahead. Actually, a couple live streams today, so I don't need to go too in depth here today because I've got 2 more shows for you coming up in the next few hours. As you can see, ETH running into strong liquidity here. Let's see what that looks like on the daily, where we're at. So we had some strong resistance that knocked price back a little bit, about 10 million up at that 3,200 and change level, and now pushed it back down, trying to eat through this a bit and have a chance to go back up and challenge 3,250. So in terms of liquidity, not a lot of bid support here, and certainly more resistance above. That's the name of the game here. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I tell you that we have strong resistance in these technical levels. The fact that we have confluence here, this is at 3250, right? And this is at 32 or 33. We'll call it 3350, 3250, and 3350. And if we go back to the fire charts, we can see 3250. Lots of strong resistance here. So ETH has a little bit of a challenge ahead of it. You can see the confluence between the liquidity-based resistance and the technical indicators here. So I like how that maps out. We'll see how things develop through the course of the week. And of course, one of the driving forces could be the ETF flows, right? So we did close the week with a net positive day after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 net negative days in a row. We did see buying come in on that dip. And I would anticipate that these ETF holders or ETF investors would like to buy the dips. So we'll see what that means today. Are they happy with where price is right now, or are they waiting for a little pullback? And that's perhaps why we see some of the resistance to go after price back closer to the 60K range. We'll see how it develops. That's all you can do, right? You got to be patient with this game and not expect things to happen very fast, not expect straight lines, because they simply are not sustainable. Again, hope that helps you out, and I hope you appreciate the content. I certainly appreciate you guys watching and following along and helping me grow the channel. Happy Earth Day, happy Passover, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. I got 2 more live streams coming up today. One with the Bancorp Carbon crew, and one with the Trading Parrot. So you'll see those pop up in the feed over the first half of the day, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we'll see you soon. Have a good one.